All right, students, this is the Unit 5 test review part 2. And I looked over it before starting this video, and I believe everything that's on this review you've seen several times. So I'm just going to kind of go through this a little faster than normal, because again, like I said, we've seen this several times. All right, question number 1. What we have here is a situation where we're dealing with the right angle. The reason I know we're dealing with the right angle is because that symbol right there. So that means all right angles equal 90 degrees. So the way that you would set this up is you would say 6 plus 3x plus 48 is equal to 90. Combine like terms and solve. The answer for this one ends up being 12 after you finish working everything. All right, question number 2. The dead giveaway is this little semicircle right here. So because of the fact there's a little semicircle, you set everything equal to 360. So 3x plus 2 plus 25 plus x minus 59 is equal to 360. After combining like terms and solving, x is equal to 98. All right. Now, this right here, question number 3, is a straight line. Straight lines equal 180 degrees. So 2x plus 1 plus x minus 13 is equal to 180. And after combining like terms, your answer ends up being 64. All right. Now, question number 4, if you notice that 35 degrees and the 7x are directly across from each other. So that makes these things vertical angles. So you'd set them up as 7x is equal to 35. And this is an easy one-step problem. X is equal to 5 once you divide. All right, so question number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, we're still in the geometry realm. Remember, all triangles equal 90 degrees. So you would set it up as 5, or I'm sorry, all triangles equal 180 degrees. I think I said 90, I can't remember. It's very early in the morning. So we're going to set it up like this. And then question number 5, after you solve everything, ends up being 11. Now, if you're someone who's like, I need help combining like terms, then obviously you will need to ask me or Mr. Taylor in class. So just don't assume that you're going to get it on the test if you can't get it right on the review. All right, same thing for question number 6. You're going to set everything equal to 180, and the answer for number 6 is going to be 8. Now, question number 7, you're dealing with a four-sided shape. All four-sided shapes equal 360. So we're going to do 9x minus 3 plus 120 plus 60 plus 120 equals 360 degrees. Again, once you combine like terms and solve, your answer ends up being 7. All right. Now, question number 8. Again, you're setting everything equal to 360, but if you notice, you have 3 right angles. Okay, what a lot of times, a lot of students, they'll just do, oh, the only thing I have is 30x, so they do 30x is equal to 360, and they totally ignore all these 90-degree angles. Don't do that. That is a recipe for disaster. So the way that you'd set it up, let me kind of clean this up a little bit, and that is you would say 30x plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 is equal to 360. I guess you could add up all the 90s and just write 270, but I'm just writing everything out long way so you know what I'm doing. And so the answer for question number 8 is 3. All right. Okay, a scientist is trying to discover a cure for the common cold. He accidentally put some of the paperwork in the trash. Okay, so basically we're looking for a geometric sequence. So I need a little more room to write. So let me take 10 here. So, sorry, I should have paused the video, but yeah, not doing that right now. There you go. I just need a room to write. All right, so what we know is that A of 7 is equal to 1458. A of 12 is equal to 354,294. All right, so first thing we got to find R, which we're going to take 354,294 because it's later term. We're going to divide it by the earlier term. We're going to get a number, and then we are going to take the fifth root of that number. Now, I still have people messing up on this because they cannot work their calculator correctly. So if you're someone who is still getting this wrong, even though you know how to do everything, I would recommend asking me to figure out how do you work calculator. So r is equal to 3. All right. Now, if you remember, my ratios a of n is something, parentheses something, n minus 1, my equation that is. So I'm looking for my first term. I'm going to choose the smaller number to work with just because smaller numbers are easy numbers. So 1458 is equal to x parentheses 3 to the 7 minus 1 power. So 1458 is equal to 729x divided by 729. My first term is 2. So my formula is 2 parentheses 3 to the n minus 1 power. By hour 15, again, just take 15, plug in for n. And relatively larger number, I think that's 9 million. Yep, 9,565,938. There we go. All right, clear this out. And of course, obviously, if you need to see that again, just erase everything or rewind the video because I'm erasing it. That's what it is. All right, Logan's logging. You guys know this question. We've seen it several times. A of 3 is 902.5. And spoiler alert is if it's on the review, it's going to be on the test. All right, so what we're doing is we're taking the later term. And the reason I'm using this problem so many times is because it's forcing you to notice that, oh yeah, the smaller number is actually the bigger number. So 568.8 divided by 902.5. Now you're going to get an ugly number, okay? Your answer is going to be like 0.630249. The more numbers you write down at this stage, the more accurate your answer is going to be. So if you only put like 0.63, and if you take what will be the 9th root of this, so let's see, and I'm doing this in real time, so let's see what happens. You would get 0.9499, which obviously will round to 0.95, because that's what I'm going for. But if you would do like 9, but if you use this whole amount, 0.630249, it's not going to be a night and day difference. However, it is going to be something that does give you a little more accurate answer. So 0.630249. Well, in this case, 94,9999, which again would round to 0.95. But the biggest challenge is I don't want you to do like the 9th term of 0.6. If you do that, that might be a little too crazy with the rounding. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it ends up being like 0.94. So the more numbers you write under the radical, the more accurate your answer is going to be. All right. Okay. John invests $10,000 in an account that compounds, that pays compounded up weekly, so that's going to be the big guy. So B is equal to 10,000. We've done this several times. 1 plus 0.0156. Guys, there's 52 weeks in a year. You'd be surprised how many students still don't know this after all this time. All right, so in 20 years. Okay, there we go. So first off, what's the principal? 10,000. All right, so 10,000, 1 plus 0.05. All right, so my calculator, ooh, screwed up. Let's see, put the wrong stuff in. Sorry, I should have, again, paused the video, but I didn't. There we go. So my calculator says 13,661. Now the question is it the balance or is it the interest? Remember, the formula starts with a B, so that means it's going to be the balance. So the balance is 13,661. How much money was made? Well, I started with 10,000. I now have 13,000. Simple subtraction problem will give me the answer. All right. Again, just pause and back up the video if you you need to see that again. All right, when P was 18 years old, he invested simple interest. All right, simple interest is I is equal to PRT. All right, so that'll be 20,000, which is our principal. That's what we started with. Easy points, parenthesis, 0.0289. He started when he was 18. He stopped when he was 50. So that's a grand total of 32 years. A lot of people are kind of having trouble with that. So make sure you read the problem in its entirety. All right, so when you do the work, the calculator is going to say 18,496. Now the question is that the balance or is that the interest? Well, the problem starts with an I, which means it's an interest, 18,498, 496. So think about it. He started with 20,000. He made 18,000. Well, now you would add and you get 38,496. There we go. All right, last question. When Sam was 20 years old, he invested continuously. That's the B is equal to PERT formula. So it'll be 25,000. Let's say B is equal to 25,000, which is the principal. We're going to the E function. You need to know how to do that in your calculator. Raised to the power of 0.0189. And then the problem started when he was 20, ended when he was 50, so that's 30. So 25,000, 0.0189 times 30. The calculator says 44,074. So 44,074, is that the balance or is that the interest? Well, the problem starts with a B, so that's my balance, 44,074. So a simple subtraction problem will give me how much money I made. So 19,074. There we go. That's it. All right, folks, this is the review for the last test of this school year. So I'm hoping that it will be a very, very good experience with good grades. Thanks for watching.